Owen and Henry have been one of the top pairs in the league in terms of goal differential. What have you liked about the way they've played?
Oh, I like that. I like the stat. That's for certain. But Yoki has gotten better every day from training camp, even from preseason game to preseason game. He's one of those players that you know needed some time to get into a groove and find his groove, and through the process was diligent about where he wanted to be and getting there. And it's those guys have had a growing familiarity with each other, and I think that continues.
You guys were so opportunistic in the third period last night. I mean, just how happy were you to see that happen in that game? Because third periods have kind of, been an issue to this point.
The fact that we were opportunistic, I was very happy because that's what we talked about after the second period. We don't have to feel good to win a hockey game. There's going to be lots of nights you don't feel good, and we all know that. When you don't, you want to minimize on the other side what comes against you, and be ready for your opportunity. And we were. And, I liked it because that was something we had talked about and the group had talked about in between the second and third. It's a very, very winnable game despite us not playing like we wanted to that point.
Are you a better shot blocker this year? It seems like he's been in lanes and blocking more shots. I don't know if that's just my imagination or.
I think our group is better. Overall, 5 guys steering the puck and keeping it to situations where we can block it. We're in better position where the other team doesn't have an option. There's no more seam. They're going to shoot, and it's easier for our guys to read. Even last night, you saw Upi. He made it look easy. He read the situation. The guy has very limited shot here, or he has this option and not 2 other options. So this is much more predictable to Upi, and he's so as we evolve as a team, those guys are all picking up patterns as a group of 5 and 6 that bring a lot more consistency to things.
We talk so much about growth over the years with Tage, and now he's reached that level offensively. But how is he a different player this year? How is he growing into a different asset this year? Maybe in other ways beyond the offense.
Well, he is carrying a line, and I think what's happened now is when we've split Tuck, Skinner, and Thompson, they can carry a line now. They can take 2 other guys and say, hey, this is the way we need to play. This is what we need to do, and they're effective and impactful. And so for Tomer, we know those 3 had good chemistry, him, Tuck, and Skinner, and now Tomer, you can shift him pretty much anywhere, and you see that on a penalty kill. He is becoming a very good penalty killer. So he had undeniable skill. Now he's gaining growth in awareness and consistencies and patterns of the game, and that will make him even more dangerous, as we've seen.
As far as his last week here, I mean, we kind of talked about it. Only seemed like a matter of time with what he was, the chances he was generating that he would get going, right? I guess.
Yeah, to me, it was only a matter of time because of the work ethic. That's the primary. He has been working diligently, competing, very straight line, stop, start, fighting through battles, driving nets, working to play to the inside, pressuring pucks, all the things that you think of, you don't mention when you think of goal scoring. But he's been doing a lot to kind of wear on the opposition through his work ethic. And when you do that and you have that type of talent, and we have enough talent to surround him with more skill, it's inevitable. And it's nice to see. The daunting thing on the coaching side is you want to make certain guys are getting rewarded for that. They're putting that work in, and maybe they're not hitting the score sheet. You're thinking as a coach, he deserves. He's earning more than he's getting. How do we help him? And it's the work is the primary. What he did at the outset of the season, and there's an inevitability to that with him scoring.
What do you think playing on the penalty kill can do for his defensive game at 5-on-5?
A lot, just comfort, confidence in situations of, 2-on-1s and pucks to the net and tracking rebounds once they do come to the net to eliminate. He had a backdoor play. It looked like a wide open net for a Philly player on the penalty kill last night. But that was his responsibility, to collapse to the back post to clear pucks out of there while Upi could just worry about the first shot. So Ukko did not have to worry about the shot that trickled to the back door with the net wide open, because that's Taja's responsibility on that play, the forward collapsing, and it was his stick was right in there and eliminated it. So having to think and process that way, and the essence of that is you learn how to kill plays faster, which means you defend less. And if Tage Thompson has to defend less, it means he's on offense more, and that's what we want.
What do you think about his willingness to play that role? Given he's almost a 100-point scorer and obviously has so much offense to give, but his willingness to kill penalties and do kind of that dirty work. What does that say about his leadership?
That is an indicator of why he's become great. He's been willing to do that work for years. He has been a guy that comes early to practice, on the ice early, stays late, works all summer long. Work is why he's become. So I think people can say, oh my God, this great, talented guy, and they don't understand the years that this guy has worked. So this fits right with him. Working before reward has been his MO for years.
When did the idea pop into your head to put him on the penalty kill?
We had him there last year in bits and pieces to get acclimated, to learn. We knew we wanted him on there as we wanted Alex Tuck, but these were guys didn't have much experience on it. So last year we're, even talking with, with the coaching staff, let's get these guys into it, because they have the potential to be very good at it. And, it was a long process last year because we weren't very successful on it, but, the mission was that we would be successful at some point, and we still have a long way to go. We're not satisfied with it by any means, but the direction has been nice, and we're seeing these guys get. This is more familiar territory for them, so they're executing with a higher proficiency, and there's still a long way to go in that regard, and we'll keep pushing for it because they have such capacity.
Have you finally been able to convince Casey what a good shot he has? It seems like he's shooting more. And the goal he scored here, I think he used Benson as a decoy and just rips it by the goaltender. Have you convinced him finally, you know what? You got a great shot, use it?
You're trying to give me credit for something that I shouldn't get credit for. No, I mean, you bring it to his attention, but he knows it. And, so I think he's more comfortable and settled in his career. And because of that, he's reading options, specifically shooting and goal scoring options for himself with greater clarity. He's a more confident player. He's a more experienced player. So I think I think it's more of a natural progression than anything that I could take credit for. That's for sure.
As you see guys in your room trying out net guards, maybe getting used to it, what is your perspective on adding that to their gear just as a coach?
Well, if you're asking me in regard to safety, I would love that there was a solution for neck protection for the players. There's not to the point where all of these guys are saying, boy, here's a solution. It doesn't affect how I feel or what I do. I think all of the protection at this point, players feel different ways with it on. It doesn't feel comfortable or whatnot. Otherwise, they'd all be wearing it. And so I think, the hockey world is trying to figure that out, the technology behind that, which they are, and I know the league is. But I'd love to see the players wear it, and I think the players would love to wear it. But they gauge the balance there.